This is Fox 5 News at 4, local Las Vegas.
It is another sweltering day, and this giant chunk of ice here at Fox 5 is the only coolest thing around. I want to go out there and touch it and just be a part of it.
Well, the wonderful news is that these extreme temperatures, they're not going away anytime soon.
Wonderful. We have team coverage for you once again on the heat, the problems it causes, and some of your other summer dangers.
But first, meteorologist Sam Argier has more on what exactly is going on outside right now.
Well, John and Cindy, not quite as hot as that all-time record-tying one. Home with chemical did all
Perfect day to snap a picture of yourself.
ice sculpture Sunday 11 p.m. especially during the afternoon. I mean, obviously, people's jobs in town today. 106 degrees at 8 o'clock and then 100 degrees at 10 o'clock tonight. Here's your overnight low temperatures. Not much relief. Mid to upper 80s as you get out the door tomorrow morning. As far as any showers, all that activity off to our east. Not seeing any rain anytime soon for us. We're going to keep that heat dome in place. We'll keep it breezy again tomorrow, much like you're feeling today. Winds 15 to 25 miles per hour. Here's our high temperatures tomorrow. A degree or two cooler, if you can call it cooler. How about, I prefer the word milder than today, maybe. I don't think you're going to feel a difference. We're still 1 teens. Excessive heat continues. This is dangerous heat, especially during the afternoon hours like right now. That's why you just want to turn us on Fox 5. We'll get you through this heat, especially during the afternoon hours. 111 Pahrump, 118 Laughlin. At least you're out of the 120s Laughlin tomorrow. 108 Kingman, 114 Mesquite. Heat is going to continue all the way through the weekend, 110 plus. You'll notice some clouds drifting in and out at times, both Saturday and Sunday. Not going to bring us any rain. And then look at that. We'll call it relief. Tuesday, Wednesday, we finally dip below 110 degrees with some wind picking up at times. Now, we're back out here live outside the studio. Beautiful block of ice. Ian Peretz joins me. He's an ice sculptor at Ice Studio. You got one of the coolest jobs in town today.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
So you did all this work yourself?
Yeah. The actual Fox 5 graphic was done by a CNC machine, which is an engraving machine done by a graphic designer. And then the rest is a block of ice made in shop. And also the rest of the embroidery and embellishing is made by hand. And as you can see, it's already crackling.
Starting to crack up. Yeah. So how let's take some bets. How long do you think this is going to last out here in this heat?
If I had to guess, maybe a few hours, I want to say. In an indoor air-conditioned environment, it could definitely last up to 8 hours, maybe even more, give or take, depending on the size.
And that's what you guys normally do. You do corporate events. I mean, obviously being Las Vegas, there's always a party going on. And that's where you usually see these at.
Yep, at conventions, corporate events, holiday parties, you name it, we do it. So.
All right. Well, do you want to do a little embellishment on here? Do some of the works? So you got some heavy-duty tools right here.
Yeah, so this is a drill that we can use to do embellishing, so just circles and stuff. Oh, cracking again. And this one's also for shaping, as we did the lines here earlier today.
Okay.
So I'll just get the bottom layer going right now.
Work away. Whoa. This is like a cheap misting system. You get like sprayed with the ice.
Yeah, it definitely feels pretty good right now.
Oh, this feels great.
It's the only way to stay cool, I guess.
Yeah. All right, John and Cindy, there it is. We're going to continue to watch this ice sculpture melt. Never thought being hit with ice in my face would feel so good. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
I'm jealous.
I know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is
I'm
cool.
interested to see how long it lasts, though.
Yeah, hopefully it lasts through the 6.
Yeah. Well, there's a whole lot more coming up on Fox 5 News at 4.
But first, let's take a selfie.
Consecutive days out.
Yeah, 6:30.
Didn't you, man?
Yeah, Sam.
Come on.
According to Kirsten Dunst,
procedures.
according
I saw you out here with his.
to Dunst, any chemistry on screen was due to friendships off screen.
I mean, Elle is like my sister. She's hilarious, and I just love her. She's just like my little soul sister.
Yeah, I mean, I was so thrilled that I got my dream cast, and I love working with Kirsten and Elle, and then I've always loved Nicole Kidman as an actress, so to be able to have her and Colin, and then these young actresses all together off in New Orleans, it was, I really loved working with them.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
All right, enough of that. We're getting back to the important stuff now.
Enough of that.
Enough of that. Because at the top of the show, we had this gorgeous ice sculpture of our Fox 5 logo.
And we've been talking about it throughout the 4, but unfortunately the heat is taking its toll on that beautiful sculpture. Fox 5 meteorologist Sam Argier is outside with a look at what's happening to it, Sam.
John and Cindy, we are literally watching ice melt in this heat. And we're not only watching it melt, we're streaming it live on Facebook right now. We have more than 20,000 views so far of ice melting. And I'm telling you what, the whole building's seeing this. They're seeing this the coolest spot at Fox 5. This is our cleaning crew from Opportunity Village. My man, Michael, you had to get some of this ice, didn't you, man?
Yeah, Sam.
Come and feel it.
Yeah, when I came out here and I saw you out here with it, Sam, I said, Sam's the man.
I appreciate it,
brought
buddy.
me some coolness.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't bring it. It's our friends from Ice Studio. They're the ones that sculpted it. They're going to talk to us in just a little bit, Ian and Joanne. But first, let's get a check on that weather because another record-breaking day here in Las Vegas. Let's go to the graphics. 114 degrees. That's our high temperature today. That broke the old record set just last year in 2016. Look where the average high is, 100. We're a good 14 degrees above that. And this is the next record in reach. Consecutive days at or above 110 degrees. We're at 5 days today. We're going to be stretching for that 10 days. We could certainly tie that record before this heat wave is all said and done for us. We're at 113 degrees right now at McCarran. Bit of a breeze out there, more like a blow dryer. 15 to 25 mile per hour winds. Bone dry air in place. Look at that relative humidity, 2%. Dry, desert, hot weather. 112 at 6. We'll keep it breezy. Wind will start to back off after sunset tonight, right at 8 o'clock. 106 at 8, 100 at 10. Overnight lows tonight, not much relief. Mid to upper 80s. That is it for the low temperature tonight. Some showers off to our east. Those will not bother us. We're keeping it high and dry and hot. Breezy again tomorrow afternoon with those winds 15 to 25. But that ridge of high pressure really does not break down or at least weaken until we head into early next week. So since I joined you yesterday, the excessive heat warning has now been extended another 2 days through 11 p.m. Sunday. Temperatures remaining above 110 degrees. So even though we saw the heat peak yesterday at 117, tied the all-time record high temperature for Las Vegas, we still have this excessive heat and dangerous heat continuing. Temperatures in the 1-teens, above 110 tomorrow across the Las Vegas Valley. We're going to keep it hot the next several days around our area. Pahrump, you're checking in tomorrow at 111, 118 in Laughlin, 108 in Kingman, and 114 in Mesquite. Here's your Fox 5 7-day forecast. 113 for tomorrow, 112 for Friday, Saturday, 111 Sunday. Again, that excessive heat warning goes all the way until Sunday at 11 p.m. You'll notice some clouds drifting in and out for the weekend, but that is not going to bring us any rain. We're back below 110 as we do head into early next week. So we're back out here live with this beautiful ice sculpture, courtesy of our friends at Ice Studio. Ian and Joanne Pareditz join us. And Ian, you were telling us that this Fox 5 logo was actually designed graphically by Joanne.
Yep, it was done by a CNC machine. So what she does is she pulls up a file, and then usually if it's complicated, she draws it out by hand, and then scans it into a document and does it all of it.
So is it done by hand then once you scan it?
Yes, so it depends on if it's a custom work. I will, hand draw everything, a logo work, anything on the.
I'm breaking it. It's starting to crack.
It's starting
right
to
there.
crack now.
So I've seen these at banquet events. That's what you guys mainly do. There's so many big events here in Las Vegas. Have you ever put a big block like this outside in heat like this?
We have, but we typically recommend that it's out in the shade. That way it lasts longer. As you can see already, people from the live stream can also probably see it. The little tiny cracks right here are actually directly related to the ultraviolet rays from the sunlight, since it's very harsh heat hitting the ice right now.
Yeah, and have you ever streamed a live melting of an ice sculpture on Facebook?
Nope, this will be the first time.
First for everything. We love it. So again, we're streaming this live on Facebook. Amazing, more than 20,000 people have already viewed it, and it just keeps on growing, John and Cindy. So we're going to keep it cool. We're going to keep an eye on this all the way through 6:30 tonight as we watch ice melt live on TV and live on social media. I'll send it back to you.
Reading the Facebook comments has been a hoot because people are like, why are we watching this? But they can't turn away,
They're still
Sam.
watching.
They're still watching. Everyone's making a bet on when it's going to be done.
I say after the 6th.
Yeah, 6:30, hopefully.
All right. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Well, wish you could just cut sugar or at least not be tempted to eat a lot of.
For Las Vegas and counting.
That fire. Official.
It's Ian Peretz and his team at Ice Studio. They create.
ESPN is reporting the Raiders are finalizing a deal with Carr that will pay him in the $25 million per year range. Carr, however, is trying to play it down. After the reports came out, Derek Carr tweeted, "Nothing done yet. Trust me, you will hear it here first."
With this heat, it sort of feels like we melt every time we step outside, doesn't it?
Just a little bit
Everything
each
moves
time.
slow motion, too.
We wanted to show you exactly how that feels by sacrificing a beautiful ice sculpture. Fox 5 meteorologist Sam Argier is outside the Fox 5 studio talking to the man who created this sculpture.
Yeah, it's Ian Peretz and his team at Ice Studio. They created this beautiful ice sculpture. It has the Fox 5 logo on it, and this is it slowly melting. There is the stream right there. Now, Ian, we were talking just before we went on the air. Beautiful sculpture, by the way. You guys do so many different events, conventions that come in town. So these don't normally just collapse all at once. It's a slow process.
No, not at all. I've never seen one completely collapse just from melting. What it does is just erodes and then splinters off in the corners. We're kind of picking at it earlier. Yeah, it's already starting to chip away a bit, as you can see.
Yeah, the sides, especially the base right here, you can kind of see the,
there it goes.
It just kind of gets a little fragile. Now, you have a tool right here.
Yeah, I kind of want to test its durability since it's been outside already for a couple hours and about 115-degree heat. So I wanted to see if it can hold up after I drill it a couple of times.
All right, well, let's do it then. Go ahead. So the ice is starting to weaken. So how's the stability?
Feels fine, to be honest. Yeah, feels fine.
All right. Well, Ian, while we're drilling, let's show some pictures of what you guys do, some of the different pieces you guys have made. You guys do food. I get sprayed in the face by the ice. This is refreshing. You guys do food displays. You also have a luge where you can do like different shots of beverages down the ice.
Yep, absolutely. We have ice luges that can either be poured down through a funnel in a tube. That way you can actually take a shot through the ice, which is pretty neat. We do like ice displays too. We can put like gelato or fruit or vegetables or anything inside of a display of ice, like a chest. We can do seafood as well.
Nice.
Is there anything you want to touch on?
Oh, there was actually this guy who called us once. He wanted a block of ice to put in his pool because his pool was too hot. He's like, I don't care the cost. I just want this piece of ice in the pool because he's having a pool party. So we went over there, delivered it, threw it in his pool, and he was pretty happy about
That's awesome. It's always great when a customer says, I don't care how much it costs. Just come down. Bring all the ice you got. Well, thank you guys so much. We're going to continue to watch this live melting on our Facebook page. You can follow us on Facebook at Fox 5 Vegas. We have a live stream going right now. We've already had more than 35,000 views of people watching ice melt, trying to cool off. Now, a few questions we got on the live stream. Is it in the sun or the shade? It was in direct sunlight for about an hour because the sun is just going behind our building here at the studio. It's in a little more of a shade, so that might have slowed down the process just a little bit. But either way, it is slowly melting away. So again, if we want to contact you, if someone wants a beautiful ice sculpture, what do they need to do?
Either go to facebook.com/iStudio, I believe.
iStudio Vegas.
iStudio Vegas.
Yeah.
And then we also have a website, iStudio.com, if you want to directly contact us there too.
Ian, Joanne, thank you guys so much for the beautiful ice sculpture. John and Christine, I'll head back in the studio in just a few minutes. I'll give you an update and let you know when we're not going to get into icy temperatures, but how about below 110? That sounds pretty good right about now.
That would sound delightful, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and that ice sculpture is holding up pretty nicely.
Hopefully it can last through Fox 5 News at 6. We'll see. Thank you, Sam.
Zoos across the Southwest are taking steps to make could lower the quality.
Issues and kids.
And while
Today, think, oh, well, we got some wiggle room here because it's not so.
A couple hours of
Get over 100 in your car and do a lot of damage.
Absolutely.
Well, let's get off this topic and move to something a lot cooler.
Yeah, Fox 5 has been watching ice melt, really, literally, outside our studio. Let's check in with Fox 5 meteorologist Sam Argier. How's our ice sculpture doing out there?
John, Christine, when it hits 114 degrees in the start of the summer season, it's the first full day of summer, by the way, you bring out a beautiful ice sculpture. Our friends at Ice Studio made this for us. Now, it's been sitting outside in the sun for a good 2 hours. Now, for the first hour, it was in direct sunlight. Since then, the sun has fallen behind the studio a little bit, so it's a bit shaded. Holding up pretty well, though. Ian, Jacob, and Joanne are joining us from my studio. Ian, you've been talking about it. Now, you want to test the stability of this sculpture.
Yeah, so it's been out here for a little over a couple hours now, and I wanted just to drill and mess with it a little bit more to test its durability and see if it can still hold up.
Sweet.
So yeah, let's go for it.
Power tools and ice. Doesn't get any better on a hot summer day. Ian does that. I'm going to talk to Joanne. Now, Joanne, a sculpture like this, how long would something like this take to make?
It takes, just to freeze a block of ice, about 6 days in the summer, and then about 2 to 3 hours for the CNC to do the logo work, and then putting it together and do what he's doing right now. It takes about a couple hours to finish it up.
Now, you guys do parties, conventions, conferences, all kinds of stuff. Tell me about some of the different pieces you guys can do.
We do some crazy stuff. A lot of the times we've built Eiffel Towers. We've done ice luges that are about 10 feet tall. for private parties. We do a lot of conventions, a lot of luges. People love taking shots through the ice sculpture.
Yeah, taking a shot through an ice sculpture's always a party, especially right here in Las Vegas. Now, if people do want to reach you, Ice Studio, how do they find you? On your website?
Yes, so you can go to icestudio.com. You can go look through our gallery, and you can also send me an email through there too.
Awesome. Now, this has been outside, but these will hold up for, you were telling me, hours upon hours inside, don't they?
Yes, so they last at least 6 to 8 hours before the details start to melt away inside. As you can see right now, the details are starting to melt away.
All right, well, thank you so much, Joanne, for making the beautiful ice sculpture. There you go, guys. It's still holding up pretty well despite the heat. Nothing more refreshing than watching ice being sculpted on a hot summer day. John and Christine will send it back inside for you. I'll be inside in just a few minutes, by the way. We'll talk about some heat relief. It's coming. We just have to wait for it. I'll see you in a few minutes.
As long as it's coming.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sam. The NHL expansion draft chest with the ball and collapsed. Chandler